Hello, everybody. We already started, but anyway, okay, so we're centering right now. And so let's start again. Let's focus on the breath. Let's lengthen through the spine. Maybe lift the shoulders up and roll them back and down a little bit. And then relax into your comfortable seat here. Feel what parts of your body are touching the floor. Feel what parts of your body are touching each other other parts, like your hands on your legs, maybe your upper arms along the sides of your body, your legs crossed. Maybe feel the clothes on your body, how they touch the skin. And then come back to the breath. Inhaling and exhaling at your own pace, whatever is comfortable for you. Notice how your body feels. Is it relaxed? Is it tense? Notice your mind. Is it whirling around or is it calm? Notice your emotions. Are you open and kind and comfortable with yourself? Or are there still some things that trouble you with your emotions? Come back to your breath. A few more breaths here. And then let's go ahead and open our eyes. We'll begin our practice. We'll begin by moving our neck. We're going to lower the chin towards the chest. Roll the left ear over to the left shoulder. And exhale, coming back to the center, chin to chest. Inhale, right ear to right shoulder. Exhale, chin to chest. And continue this process, just back and forth, following your own breath. And noticing the nice stretches you're getting on the sides of your neck as your ear is over the shoulder. And maybe feeling nice stretches of the little muscles along the top of the back as your head rolls. Let's do this one more time to each side. And then come back to the center with your chin down. And then inhale your head up. Good. And we're going to take our hands to our shoulders here. And we're going to roll back. Tonight's class, we're going to do several things for the shoulders. This is our first. Just beginning to warm them up. And then we'll come to stillness. And then we're going to bring our elbows together in an elbow kiss. Now, if your elbows don't quite make it together, they can do an air kiss. That would be fine as well. As you bring your elbows forward, feel your shoulder blades spread apart. And as you bring your elbows back, maybe feel your shoulder blades going closer to each other. Let's do this one more time. Yes. Good. Okay. All right, let's move on to opening our chest so we have free breath. Interlace your fingers. Press your hands away from you. Again, feel your shoulder blades apart. And then lower your chin towards your chest. And just feel where your breath is flowing. You may feel your breath in the upper back. Again, giving a gentle stretch to the little muscles or the muscles along the upper back there with each inhale. And then release. And then we're going to take our hands behind us, thumbs down, reaching back, lengthening our hands down towards the earth, shoulder blades together, and the chest maybe raises up a little bit. And maybe your gaze also goes up a little bit as well. And this time feel the breath flowing into your body and maybe across the top of your chest, stretching the muscles there as well. And let's release that. And now we go to the sides of the lungs. We'll inhale our right arm up, lengthen through the spine, and exhale over to the left. We're pressing the right sits bone into the ground so that we get a nice long stretch on the side of the body. If this is uncomfortable for your shoulder, you can leave your arm down and just lift your shoulder up, or any version that you like. You can suit your own body. This is always what we want to go for, suiting our own body. Inhale up and release on down. And now we'll do the other side. So inhale your left arm up, lengthening through the spine, and exhale over to the right. And feel the left sits bone pressing into the floor so that you have this nice stretch along the side of your body. Let's inhale, come up, and release the arm down. Let's take our hands to our knees. And we're going to take the left shoulder towards the right knee. We're going to not bend our, round our back at all. We're just going to lower the shoulder over towards the knee and then back up. And then the other way, we'll go right shoulder to left knee and then back up. And when I say to the knee, it means towards it. So you may find one direction is easier than the other. Nice gentle stretch here, a bit of a twist. And one more to each side. And then come back up to the center here. Okay. Let's take our strap. And, well, before we do that, let's just take our right arm up and then bend the elbow and pat yourself on the back. You get a nice stretch here on your triceps. And now let's lift it up and lower that arm down. And we'll take the other arm up. So the left arm is up and you bend the left elbow. And again, pat yourself on the back. You may find that one side is a little more flexible than the other. Certainly I do. And then lift that arm up and release. Now let's take the strap in our right hand. And we're going to lift the hand up with the strap down behind us. And we're going to, again, bend the right elbow. And this time we're going to move into cow-faced arms. So we're going to take the left hand behind us and grab the strap. Now, some of you may not need the strap. You might be able to grab hand to hand, and that would be fine as well. After we've been here a while, I think probably this is a long enough while, you might find that you can move your hands closer to each other, maybe scooting your one hand up the strap and maybe reaching down a little bit more with the other. let's release that, and we will trade hands with the strap. So the strap is in the left hand now, and we want the strap down the back. We'll bend the elbow and then take the right hand to the side with the thumb down and reach around and grab the strap or your hands. And here we are in cow face arm pose on this side. You may find that one side is a little more flexible than the other, that you are able to have less space between your hands on one side or the other. Okay. And now I also think that we've been here probably long enough that you might want to try to inch your hands a little bit closer to each other. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good though. All right, let's release that. And we'll set the strap aside for a moment. And let's straighten our legs out. Scoot back or something. Okay, there we go. Okay, and we're going to lean back on our hands, keeping the backs in alignment. And we're going to just point and flex our feet, beginning to wake up our ankles and our lower body, the legs, stretching the muscles, the calves and the upper thigh muscles. And then let's go ahead and circle the feet. And then reverse. Good. All right. Let's wiggle our toes a little bit. Spread them wide, wiggle them. Good. All right. So come on with your legs straight if you can. You also can do this with your legs bent a little bit. You could put your blanket under your knees if you like, or you could be sitting on your blanket still. We're going to do Janu Sirsasana. We will bend our left leg, no, our right leg, sorry, and let it fall out to the side with the foot on the side of the left thigh. And then we're going to take the strap around the left foot, and we're going to have our arms straight, and we're going to pull on the strap and feel your back lengthen up. Feels nice. Now, if this is a big stretch for the back of your hamstring on your long leg, then bend your knee a little bit. It's okay. Okay. So just stay here a moment, letting the muscles relax into this pose. And then we're going to move into a forward fold. Now, this may be as much as you want right here. But if you'd like to do a little more, fold at the hips. You're keeping your spine aligned and you're leading with your chest. No matter how deep or shallow you go, you'll be getting a good stretch around your, from your hamstrings, around your bottom, up to your low back on this side. And let's release that. Okay. And stretch out the other leg. Let's go ahead and maybe shake the legs out a little bit. Now we'll do the other side. So we'll bend the left leg and let the knee fall out to the side. And again, your foot can go anywhere on the side of the leg, of the right leg. And we'll take the strap around the right foot. And again, let's go ahead and pull on the strap and feel your back lengthen up. It's for me, it's a really nice feeling. By the way, if this doesn't feel good on your knee, you can tuck the block underneath your knee. Okay. So we'll stay here a moment, feeling the muscles release into the stretch. And now let's go ahead and do our forward fold. So again, we're going to our nose is not going to make it to the knee probably. We're going to fold from the hips, leading with the chest. So we're not rounding the back at all. We're keeping the back aligned and the head in line with the spine. Take a few breaths here. And really, it doesn't matter how deep you go into this or how shallowly you go into it. It feels, just go to where it feels really good to your hamstring and around to your lower back. And let's inhale and come up. Release that strap, and let's put the strap aside here. Okay. And again, let's shake out the legs. And then we're going to come into table pose. And I will use a blanket under my knees for that. Okay. Now, for those of you who have wrist issues, you can do this on your forearms. You can do it with your knuckles down, or you can have your hands flat on the ground. Any of those that you like, any modification that you want. You also can stand up and put your hands on the seat of a chair, and that would also relieve a lot of the hand issues, the wrist issues. Let's go ahead and check out our table pose. Our wrist, or if you're on your elbow is right under your shoulder. So we want to have nice alignment here. If your hands are on the floor, spread your fingers wide and press into the whole hand. And let's begin to do cat and cow. So we'll exhale and round our back into cat, lowering the head. Inhale, coming into cow. Rounding the spine towards the earth, lifting the head. Exhaling into cat. Inhaling into cow. And continue with your own breath. And you might want to try and start the movement from your pelvis. As you're coming into the cow, your pelvis moves towards your thighs, and the spine follows. And as you're moving into cat, your pelvis moves away from your thighs, and the spine follows. Let's do a couple more. Warming up the spine. And one more complete cycle. And then come back to your table pose. We're going to drop the hips to one side. So let's go ahead and, I don't care which way you go. You're going to drop your hips off to one side and look around the opposite shoulder. Come back to the center. Drop your hips to the other side and look around the opposite shoulder. And then continue that back and forth with your breath. Exhaling as you drop your hips and look around. Inhaling as you come to center. Just back and forth. You may notice that you are getting a bit of a side stretch as we do this. We're also helping to move the hips, getting them warmed up. One more in each direction. And then come to stillness. If you would like to stop for a moment and maybe circle out your wrists, open and close your fingers, release the wrists a little bit. Okay, we're going to come back to table and we're going to do sunbird, also known as bird dog. And again, there are variations here. We're going to take the, let's say the right foot back, and then we can lift it. Now, you can leave the toe on the ground if you wish, okay? All right, and we press back through the heel. So we have one nice long line from the heel up to the shoulder, basically. And then let's release that down. And then we'll do the other leg. Lift it back. The toes can stay on the floor if you like, or you can flex your foot and press back through the heel as you come into this beginning part of sunbird. And then release. Now, if that's enough for you, you can continue to do that. But if you would like, we'll add a little balance here. Right leg back, bring your left arm out in front. And you're looking down at the mat, again, to keep this nice alignment all the way along your body. Breathe here. Feel your core engage as we're here. And then release. And now let's do the other side. Left leg back. Right arm forward, if that's what you like to do with this balance here. Breathe. And then let's release. Okay. Let's come into child's pose for a moment. You may want to spread your knees wide, sit your hips back, and lower your head to the floor or to your arms or to a block, and just relax for a moment. And now with your next inhale, let's come back up to table pose. And let's move into downward facing dog. So we'll move our hands a little in front of our shoulders. Again, the fingers spread wide. Tuck your toes, and we're going to begin to lift our hips. And we're going to keep the knees bent for a little bit here. Let's inhale and exhale and lift. And maybe straighten one leg and bend the other, walking the dog. The idea is we want a long line from our fingers, our hands, up to our hips. So you press into your hands, lift out of your shoulders. And if you're ready, begin to straighten both legs. Now, it's not essential that you have them straight all the way. They can remain bent. It can be a pretty intense hamstring stretch. You can come out of it at any time and rest in child's pose. Let's take 2 more breaths here. And then let's lower down and come back into child's pose. And again, you may want to release your wrists, Maybe rotate them a little bit. Open and close your wrists. Your hands. Spreading your fingers wide. Coming into a gentle fist. Maybe even massage your wrists a little. Whatever makes them feel good. Okay, let's come on up to standing. And you can come up any way you like. And I'm going to set my blanket aside now. We'll come into mountain pose. Ah, yes. So we want our heels under our hips. Oh, move here, yep. Okay. We want to engage our core gently. We want to roll our shoulders back and down. So the shoulder blades are gently towards each other. Arms by your side, or if you prefer, hands forward. Lengthen up through the back of your neck, the top of your head reaching for the ceiling. And if you feel all right doing this, close your eyes and feel your mountain pose. Feel how strong it is, how steady you are, how stable. And then let's open our eyes and let's come into, well, let's stay in mountain pose. Okay. We're going to do a hitchhiker. I imagine some of you, maybe and some of you hitchhiked in your life. I don't think I ever did, but some people do. We're going to hitchhike tonight. We're going to take our left arm out front with our thumb up. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, with your thumb up. And then, okay, we're going to open the fingers one at a time as we draw our arm back. And we're going to follow the thumb with our eyes. So, okay, one arm out in front, thumb up, open out, one finger, two fingers, three fingers, four fingers. And then coming back, we're going to keep our eye on our thumb and close little finger, ring finger, middle finger, index finger. We're back at the beginning. Let's do that again. Opening out, opening the fingers one at a time, watching, and then we come back forward, closing the fingers one at a time. And we'll do it one last time like this, and then we'll build on it. Opening out, and so forth. And coming back to the front. Now that wasn't so bad. Let's go ahead and continue though. This time we're going to open out, and we're going to then turn our head to look over the right shoulder and nod 2 times. Oh my. And then lift your head up and turn to look over your thumb again. And now we're going to bring the arm back in with the fingers closing one at a time. We'll do that again. So opening out, all the fingers open. Turn your head to look over your right shoulder, nod 2 times, lift your head, turn it back to look over your thumb, and then close the fingers one at a time, coming back to the front. Okay, one last variation. This time, when we get the hand to the back, we're going to flex it so that it's bent back and the fingers will be wide. Okay, so open out one at a time, the fingers moving back, And then flex the hand and press away with the heel of the hand. And now turn your head to look over your right shoulder and nod 2 times. And then lift your head, turn it back to look over your thumb, release your hand, and begin to move it forward, closing the fingers one at a time. And we'll do that one more time, that version of it. Opening out, opening out. Okay, flex the hand, press through the palm of the hand, turn your head to look over your right shoulder, and nod twice. And then lift your head and turn it back to look at your thumb. Release the hand and begin to move the fingers forward. Okay, release your arm down. Do your arms feel different? Mine do. Oh, yes. What we're doing is we're stretching the fascia all the way through the arm, the shoulder, and the neck with this hitchhiker movement. Okay, well, we have to do the other side so we're balanced. We need to go back home anyway. So thumb up on your right arm, opening out the fingers one at a time. Okay. And then following it back, coming back to the front, closing the fingers one at a time. And here we are at the front. We'll do it again. Open out, follow the fingers, and then close up the fingers, coming back forward. Okay. We need to do it one more time. Opening out, opening out, opening out, opening out. Closing the fingers, following the thumb all the way. Good. All right. Next time we're going to open out the same way, turn our head and nod. So open out, follow the thumb as you open your arm and your fingers. And now turn your head to look over your left shoulder and nod. Turn your head to look back at your thumb and follow your fingers closing in, coming back to the front, following with your eyes. We'll do that one again. Opening out, opening out, opening out, and again. And then turn your head to look over your other shoulder and nod 2 times. And then turn your head to look back over your thumb and begin to move your arm back in and following the thumb forward. Okay, the last variation where we flex the wrist and press out through our palm. Opening out, fingers opening as we follow the thumb. Flex your hand, press out through that palm, and then turn your head to look over your left shoulder and nod 2 times. And then bring your head back. So you're looking over your thumb, release your wrist, your hand, and then begin to move forward with the fingers closing and the thumb coming forward. And then we'll do it one last time. Opening out, fingers opening one at a time. Good. Flex the wrist, press through the palm. Turn your head to look over your left shoulder and nod 2 times. And then turn your head to look back at your thumb, release your hand, and then begin to move the hand forward and release. Okay. So the fascia covers all the muscles and all of inside the body, and it sometimes gets sticky. And so when we do stuff like this, it helps to loosen it and to let our shoulders and arms and fingers and neck move more freely. maybe you'll find that is the case and maybe not. Okay. Let's take a wide stance. Let's do something that we're more familiar with. We'll come into a warrior two sequence. So we have wide legs, and let's turn the right toes out and drop the left heel back just a little bit. And again, have it be comfortable for you. And we want our body to be kind of parallel to the long side of the mat, but if you find you're not exactly parallel, it's okay. Bend your right knee, and then keeping your body directly over your hips, raise up your arms and reach out, and then look over your right fingers. Warrior two. We'll take a few breaths here. Feel how strong you feel here. Your legs are strong, holding you up in this position. Your arms are strong, reaching out in both directions. And now let's move to peaceful warrior. We'll lower the left hand to the thigh, turn the right hand over, and come up into peaceful warrior. If you like, you can look up at the ceiling, or you can look out in front of you, or even down at the floor at your back foot. Let's move back to warrior two. And then bring your right arm to your right thigh and your left arm up by your ear, coming into side angle pose. And we try to keep the chest open. And then inhale up, straighten your leg, arm floats down. And let's do it the other direction. Bring first off your feet parallel. And then we'll turn the left toes out towards the short end of the mat. Doesn't look like I'm doing that on the screen, but I am. Drop your right heel back. Check your body to make sure it's still right over your hips. Bend your front knee. And then lift your arms out, coming into warrior two. We'll take a few breaths here. Again, noticing the strength that you have. And now let's move to peaceful warrior. Lower the right hand to your thigh, turn your left hand over, and come back into your peaceful warrior. And then come back into your warrior two. And lower your front arm to your thigh. And your other arm, your right arm goes up by your ear, keeping your chest open as much as you can. Side angle pose. And now let's come back up to warrior two. Release your arms, bring your feet parallel, and come back to mountain pose. Let's take a breath here. Our next thing we're going to do is we're going to do our balance. You know, we always have to do a balance pose. So this is going to be a progressive one. We're going to start by moving into chair pose. So we're going to sit our hips back, knees stay behind the toes, and arms can be up here if you like, or you can have them on your hips if you prefer, whatever you like. And then we'll come back up. And let's do that a couple more times. So exhaling into the chair, inhaling up. Exhaling into chair, and inhaling up. One last time. Exhaling into chair, and inhaling up. Okay. Well, that's hardly a balance, is it? We need to fix that. This time we'll go into chair, and when we come up, we'll come up on our toes, okay? Okay, so we'll go to chair, come up, lift the heel of, doesn't matter which foot, whichever one you like. And then lower the heel and back into chair. Lift up, lift your other heel up. And then down. And then one more time up with your heel up and down. And again, heel up. And then let's let the heels just come to the floor. So again, I hope you're all doing okay. And if you want to keep doing that one, that's fine. The next version of this is where we lift the leg when we come up. Okay. And again, if you want to keep your toe on the floor, that's fine. Or if you want to hold on to something, that's fine also. Hold on to the wall or a chair, whatever you have. All right, so, and I may end up doing that as well. Get a focal point, engage your core, and let's go ahead and sit into chair. And this time when we come up, we're going to come up and lift the leg. And then back down into chair, come up, lift the other leg. Oh my. And come down and up. And then come down into chair and then up. Okay, good. I know you all did beautifully on that. Now, there's still one more version. When we come up and lift the leg, we're going to turn towards that leg. So a gentle twist. Okay, again, you can do any of these versions that you like. You also can hold on if you wish. So let's sit back in chair. Here we go. Come up. If you're doing it, lift the leg and then turn towards the leg. Come out of the turn and set the foot down and go back into chair. Okay, we're coming up on the opposite leg. And again, turn towards that leg if you're doing this. And then come back to center and back into chair. We'll do it once more on each side. Come up, lift your leg, turn, and then back down into chair. And again, up on the other leg and turn, whoops, turn, there we go, and come back, and then we're done. Phew, maybe shake it out. That was fun. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Okay, let's do the beginning of the sun salutation. We'll do it through 3 times, and on the third one, we'll step back into downward facing dog, and then into plank, and then onto the ground, maybe in table or something. If you don't like plank, you can come directly into the table pose. So inhale out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, release down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, press into your feet, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, arms to your side. And again, inhale, out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, release down. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, release down. Inhale, sweep your arms out and up. Exhale, arms to your side. Last time. Inhale, out and up. Exhale, swan dive forward, flat back, and release. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, release down, bend your knees, hands to the floor, and step into downward facing dog. Okay, and again, you may want to walk out your legs a little bit. Walk out the dog, pressing into your hands, lifting out of your shoulders. Ah, yes. And then let's go ahead and move into plank, or you can come into table. We'll hold it for a couple of breaths. And then release your knees down. Those were fast breaths, let me tell you. And then we're going to come on to our side. Actually, let's come onto our back. Ah, yes. Have your knees bent, arms by your side. Take a few breaths just here. Let's go ahead and do some pelvic tilts here. Have a block handy also. We're going to come into a supported bridge pose eventually. Exhale and press your back into the low back into the floor. Inhale and release that so you have space between the floor and your low back. Exhale, pressing in. Inhale, releasing that. Let's do this 2 more times. Exhale, press down. Inhale, release. And again, exhale, press down. And inhale, release. Good. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come into supported bridge. So you're going to press into your feet. Well, let's go ahead and first of all, press the lower back into the floor. And then inhale, lift your hips and tuck the block underneath your hips. Now, if you don't like this, just stay on the floor and that will be just fine, okay? Supported bridge, you put that block not in your lower back, but underneath your sacrum. Okay, and this, your arms are by your side with the hands facing up. And just relax here. You can stay right here if you like, or if you would like, you can also bring your feet up towards the ceiling, maybe one at a time. And this is like legs up the wall, except you're not against the wall here. This is kind of like a drawbridge. We've raised the bridge up. This is really good for your legs, for your heart. It's really a nice, relaxing pose. At least that's how it's supposed to be. If you're not feeling relaxed, go ahead and go back down to the floor with your feet. Let's go ahead and bend the legs one at a time and bring the feet back down. There's another variation you can do. Again, you can stay right here in supported bridge, or you can lengthen your legs out if you like. This is such a nice stretch for the front of your legs and your hip flexors. I don't know if there's any special name for this one, but let's call it long bridge. And again, if none of these work for you, just come back down to the floor with your feet on the floor. And now let's go ahead and bend our knees, feet to the floor. Press into the floor with your feet and take the block out from underneath you. And let's bring one knee in towards the chest. Getting a stretch on the low back on that side to kind of undo that bridge pose where we had our back arched. And let's do the other leg now. Bring the other knee in, hold around the knee or the shin or the thigh for that matter. Again, getting a nice gentle stretch on the low back on that side. And then release. And now bring your hands to your knees so you're lifting your feet from the floor and just rock side to side. And then circle your knees. And then reverse the circles. And let's bring our feet to the floor and go ahead and make yourself comfortable for Shavasana. You might like to have your legs flat out, arms out to the side with your palms facing up. You might like a cover. You might like something under your head or under your knees. And if being on your back is uncomfortable, please make yourself comfortable in whatever way you like. Close your eyes. And begin to focus on your breath. Relax all the little muscles in your scalp. Release your forehead and relax your eyes and the eye sockets. Release your jaw. Soften your neck and your throat. And feel your arms and shoulders heavy on the earth. Relax your back and the front of your body. Relax your hips and legs, your feet and toes. And now, picture yourself outside. It's a beautiful day, just like today was. You take a long, deep breath of fresh, clean air, and you turn your head up to greet the sun. The sky is a beautiful, rich shade of blue, and the white clouds float effortlessly by. The sun's energy rushes over you, and you feel a sense of warmth surrounding your body. The soft, cool green grass caresses your feet, and every step you take is cushioned by nature. As you walk, you hear the gentle sound of a stream trickling to a sweet and low rhythm. It calls to you to dip your feet into the water. The water is warm on your feet and ankles. Standing on the sand and smooth rocks, the lazy current hums and the water glistens in the beautiful sunlight. Your reflection smiles back. You're living and appreciating this very moment of your life. A light and easy breeze rustles the leaves in the tree which stand beside the stream. And looking around, you notice a leaf falling slowly from one of the trees, landing softly in the water. The leaf floats away on the stream. As you continue on the grassy path, the sun dries the water from your feet as you walk in nature. The path leads to a beautiful white hammock fastened to two magnificent oaks, sturdy and strong. You lie in the hammock, and it supports all of your weight with ease. You lay your head on the large, soft pillow, Your entire body is supported, and as the hammock cradles you, your eyes grow heavy and soft. The light breeze sways the hammock gently from side to side, and the sun warms you from head to toe. You feel completely safe, held by the strength of the oaks, the hammock drifting back and forth, peacefully resting. Enjoy this time for the next few minutes. And now it's time to leave the hammock behind. If you wish to stay there, go right ahead. For those of you who wish to join me in closing the class, begin to move your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Maybe roll your head gently from side to side. Maybe do a full body stretch or whatever feels good to you. And whenever you're ready, roll to one side and press yourself up to a comfortable seat. And then bring your hands together in Anjali Mudra. May the long-time sun shine upon you, all the love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you along. Thank you for joining me this evening. Namaste. Have a good 2 weeks, everybody.